In this demonstration, we will guide you through the steps to configure the Postman REST API client. There are 4 core steps involved in this process. First, you need to install the Postman REST API client. Once the installation is complete, you will need to import the OneAPI Postman collection, which is in JSON format. This collection includes API collections of our existing Zscaler APIs, ZIA, ZPA, and Zscaler Client Connector. Next, you will set up the variables and environment for all the APIs. This involves entering variables such as your base URL, ZIA, ZPA URLs, client ID, and secret ID. In the third step, we will demonstrate how to authenticate a session in Postman using OneAPI for ZIA. Finally, we will show you how to send a request from Postman to the ZIA entity using OneAPI. Upon successful completion of the API call, you should receive a status code of 200, indicating OK. If there are any errors or misconfigurations, you might see different status codes, such as 400 not found or 401 bad request, which we have already discussed in previous set of training. Now, let's start with the first step, installing the Postman REST API client. We have the executable file of Postman for our Windows machine. Let's quickly install it. After successful installation, we need to import the OneAPI Postman REST API collection. To do this, select the Import button in Postman. You can either drag and drop the collection into the Postman environment, or select the file manually. After a few seconds, you will see the status Import Complete once all the APIs are successfully activated. Moving on to the second step, we need to set up our environment variables. Navigate to the Environment section in Postman. In the Variables, enter the initial and current value for the base URL as per your tenant. You can also input your client ID and client secret values. But remember that these values may vary based on different sessions and requirements. Next, proceed to the zIdentity tenant and add an API client. Follow the usual steps to quickly add an API client with a secret key. Copy this secret key and go to the Resources section. We will demonstrate this for getting the static IPs in ZIA. Add an API client, create it by adding a secret key, and select the role. Now let's quickly go back to the Postman collection. Navigate to the OneAPI collection, go to the Authorization section, and enter the secret key along with client ID and access token URL. Obtain the access token by selecting Get New Access Token, Proceed, and then select Use Token. The token will be added to your session and the setup will be complete. To test it out, go to the static IP section of your ZIA and send a request. If the request is successful, you will receive a response with the status code 200, indicating OK. You will also see all the details in the body of the response. This concludes our demonstration on how to configure OneAPI using the Postman REST API client. Thank you for your time.